You're listening to The Real Short Box, a comic book podcast made for geeks by geeks. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to The Real Short Box. My name is Darren.
And my name is Supreme Chancellor Kevin.
And I am the ultimate nullifier. I am Donald.
So, myself and Kevin were sitting here sipping on some sweet sarsaparilla A&W root beer. And Donald is choosing Coca-Cola with stevia.
And
Yes.
some other
Coke Life.
secret...
Less calories.
Some other secret
Goddamn heathens.
recipe he put in there. I don't know what it is. I probably don't want to know what it is.
Well, actually, it's a little Southern comfort.
Oh, I'm sure it is.
Donald, let's dig into an expertise here that many people don't know that you know about. What is the difference between stevia and sugar?
Well, stevia's basically doesn't have a glucose kind of a content. It doesn't spike your blood sugar. So there's no actual sugar in stevia. It's a natural plant, so it's a sweetener. So you could grow stevia, take the leaves, dry the leaves, you could powderize them, or you could just brew the leaves into a sweetness along with your tea. So it's very pleasant, very nice when you use it in its natural form. If you start adding additives to it to try to make it last longer on the shelf, that's when you start getting this aftertaste, this kind of a weird flavor. Coke Life does a really good job because they blend it pretty well to where you don't get much of an aftertaste at all. So it's nice.
And Coke Life is somewhat the official drink of our podcast.
Oh, I didn't know that.
We
Sure.
really do suck down a lot of these things.
I sure hope they're paying as well.
They're not at all, but they will.
So, Kevin,
You will.
I would like to know, where did you get Obama's tan suit from?
Well, that's a long story. It's actually back on the East Coast.
Shows up in a suit. I'm over here with my Animaniacs t-shirt, and he shows up in a suit.
Well, hey, that's got off my job, man.
No, it's a little deeper than that.
Me too.
This is exactly how much we respect our audience. We have someone wearing a suit to present this material to you.
Well,
You
hey,
might think it doesn't change the quality of it, but you would be wrong.
Well, next week I hear you're going to wear a tux, right?
I mean, you know, my
full penguin outfit,
my tux from Value City, which cost $49.99 in 1997, I actually parted with 2 years ago.
That was it?
Yeah.
Okay. Did it held up that long?
Yeah, of course. Well, you don't wear
Amazing.
it every week.
Amazing.
You'd have to be out of your mind. I was told you shouldn't dry clean a suit more than like 8 times. You'll start to see it wither away.
You don't say.
But not your tan suit.
Okay.
Yeah, absolutely. So today, gentlemen, what we're going to be talking about is a very interesting topic. We're going to be talking about the Infinity Stones, what exactly they are, who is capable of holding them, and who they've affected in a positive and, in some cases, negative way, and what exactly would be the stone of choice for the members of this podcast. Now, naturally, we would love to hear your interactions on this at the end. Just please comment on our YouTube links or our iPods. Excuse me, not iPod, or iTunes, because we're very interested what you guys might think about some of the things we have to say. So I'm going to start off here and explain to you what the 6 Infinity Stones are. First of all, we will start with a blue-colored stone. That would be the Space Stone. This was used in the Marvel Avengers movie as the Tesseract.
Correct.
Most notably, obviously, this can do a few things. It has been known to power up certain weapons and things, but generally speaking, I would say the most popular, well-known use of this is creating travel portals. You could actually go from one side of the universe to the other, or to another universe, or to this universe, or that universe. Or
Instantaneously.
Think about the ramifications of that. Being able to teleport through space. Being
That's
able
awesome.
to... Now, you have to think, you have to be smart about it, first of all. The first time you use it, if you don't land someplace where you can breathe, you're screwed.
It's kind of like Total Recall.
Does it allow you? Does it grant you the power to breathe no matter where you're at in said location? That's an interesting thing that I would like to know.
Well, you would think if you land somewhere where you can't breathe, you would instantaneously get out of there. Hopefully, if you have the...
Right. So I don't know if that space stone allows you for that kind of a thing. Let's just assume it does.
Yeah, you would think it would.
If it does, that's a beautiful thing. Because
Yeah.
if you could travel to unknown planets and visit alien life, I mean, let's all be honest here. If we can believe in Jesus, we can believe in alien life living on other planets.
Of course.
I don't see
Of course.
any difference there.
With this vast universe of like literally billions of stars and galaxies, it would be silly to think that there's some alien life somewhere.
Right. But, of course, the other side of the argument is seeing is believing.
Yeah.
I would think that anybody who does not believe in alien life should at least believe in the possibility. I think that is absolutely inarguable.
And I, having for one just visited the alien UFO museum in Roswell, New Mexico,
Oh, yes.
know all too well about alien life.
Did they talk about the Anunnaki?
They talked about everything. It was. I'm going to say this real quick. No offense to the lovely people there, but the price is definitely right. I think it's like $5 to get in. It should not cost more than that. Reason being is that it's just not presented well. The information is very. It's on pegboards basically, along walls and stuff, and it's not a good presentation. There's better ways to do it. So everybody listening there at the museum, and I'm sure they are, if you hear me, please work on a better way to present the information to make us more engaged. Otherwise, the little ones, they're not going to be interested.
Oh, you're talking about Roswell, New Mexico. Those aliens. I thought you meant illegal aliens.
No.
Oh, okay.
No,
Just want to make sure.
No.
All right, so let's move on to our second stone here. This is a red-colored stone. It is, of course, the reality stone. The simplest way to describe this is a pretty endless way of imagining this. It can essentially just manipulate matter. I think it's just the most general, broadest way that I can say it. There's some specifics that I can get
The
into.
reality stone, yeah. Doesn't that allow also a person access to the multiverse? You can...
I mean, manipulate matter, let's just be real. That's pretty broad.
Yeah.
It's pretty broad.
I think it does. I think that reality stone would also allow you, since you're able to manipulate.
you create an alternate reality.
Yeah, so you can
yes, of course.
access to into
it
a multiverse.
It basically allows you to contradict scientific laws.
So basically, this is Marvel's way to interact with DC. Right?
That would be a way to do it.
Yeah, okay.
That
All
would
right.
be a way
Well,
to do
I mean, there's that great scene in Infinity War where, he uses the reality stone and he has, Chris Pratt, shoot Gamora with the bubble gun. You know what I mean? That was the reality stone manipulating matter.
Or like you see the figures all...
Yeah, when they get discombobulated, when they get cubed, they look like Gumby and Pokey.
Like a Cubist art.
Yes, absolutely. What is that guy, MC Escher?
Boy, watching Gumby and Pokey now from back then, that is a trippy as shit.
I know.
I mean, who was on what when they did those? There's guys. I'm not kidding.
That generation?
Go back and watch those Gumby episodes from the 60s and 70s,
Hey, that generation.
and see if you think that they were not on some type of illegal substance.
Or maybe
Yeah.
you guys are just blockheads.
It's possible.
That's messed up.
Zing.
All right, so the next stone color is purple. That would be the power stone. The easiest way to generally express this, it would give the person holding it endless power. And by endless power, I mean the ability to, destroy a planet.
So
Or
physical,
just-
kind of physical
Yeah,
power, in a way.
could destroy a planet.
And also,
You could destroy races of individuals. I mean, you could commit massive species genocide with it. Like
it also enhances the other gemstones as well.
This is very true. But we'll just stick with what's going on individually here. Let's go with the yellow colored stone. That is the Mind Stone. This, of course, can control the minds of others. For folks who just just use an easy movie example, Loki, touching people with his scepter and basically controlling their mind.
Hey, it looks pretty good on Vision.
Mm-hmm.
The Mind Stone.
Of course, of course. By the way, I have the first appearance of one Mr. Jarvis.
Really?
From the Iron Man movie became, of course, Vision. Next is green colored. That would be the Time Stone.
Yes.
The ability to rewind or fast forward time. Now, personally, I love the end of the Doctor Strange movie with Dormammu and how he kept doing the time loops and stuff like that. I thought it was humorous. I know it got irritating maybe after a while, but I thought it was a way to get out of the conundrum they kind of put themselves in the story. Finally, we have orange. This is the Soul Stone. Now, in the film Infinity War, they were not particularly clear about what the Soul Stone does. As far as the comic books are concerned, the most general way to put it is You can capture and control souls, and you can also trap them in other universes.
Yep. Preserves the soul and allows life after death, essentially.
Yep, so there are your 6 stones, friend, and I believe Kevin is going to explain to us people who could potentially hold these and people who've maybe been damaged by these.
Okay. Let's start with the Soul Stone. Soul Stone.
Come on, you should say that much smoother. Come on.
Yeah, stop slurring your words there. Aren't too many Bloody
All right,
Marys.
The
All right.
Soul Stone.
There you go.
There we
Now.
go.
No.
Here we go. Here we
Soul.
go. Let's talk about the Soul Stone.
Well,
Hey, let's talk about that Soul Stone.
Right. Get a little Soul Stone
Little
action.
soul
look,
action.
look, too much frog in the throat. Can you just make it just sound more like the Soul Stone?
Give me
I
some,
don't know about that.
baby, give me some Soul Stone.
There you
You
go.
like that part in the
So-
Boyz II Men song where he's like, "Baby, I'm
Baby.
sorry."
So the Soul Stone, Kevin.
Well, probably the most famous user of the Soul Stone would be Adam Warlock.
Adam Warlock, who we kind of, sort of, almost saw in the Marvel Cinematic Universe.
Yes, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2.
And of course, which of you owns an Adam Warlock first appearance?
That would be the two of us.
Well, I guess 2 of us.
Just
but
the two
different
of
different
us.
versions. You have the him first appearance, I think, right?
Not both.
Oh yeah, both.
Do we know what book that is?
Oh gosh,
It was the Thor, I think, or Fantastic Four. Fantastic Four.
was that
I've-
before? Was that before the Thor?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, okay, I think you're right. I think Fantastic Four
The
was
Fantastic
first.
Four
and
was
th-
first, and,
the
then
Thor
the
issue
Thor
was next.
was him as Warlock. Yeah.
And then him officially becoming Warlock was actually in a separate his own issue. I think it was like Marvel Premiere #1.
Yeah.
And that's also the first appearance of
The
the
Soul.
Soul Stone.
And this also is exactly why you folks come here to listen to us, because we are always prospecting for you.
Yeah, that's actually that Fantastic Four book, first appearance of him. It's technically the first appearance of Adam Warlock.
Yeah.
I wouldn't argue
You
it.
see that cocoon thing? You know?
Mhm. Everybody knows it is.
And then when he springs out, him and Thor get into it.
So talk to me about Adam Warlock and the Soul Stone.
Well, this goes back to the 70s. He had that. And of course, if I recall, he was kind of built to be like the perfect, being. If I recall, right, Donald?
Yeah.
Like the perfect person. And over time, as we get into, the original Infinity Gauntlet story, he was kind of like one of the X Factors involved in the fight against Thanos.
Mm-hmm.
But, as a matter of fact, he was in the Soul World, actually, which is like considered the final resting place for all the spirits, as we spoke about earlier.
That first him, by the way, was Fantastic Four 67.
67?
And first Adam Warlock was Thor 165.
65.
And then the other
Marvel Premiere.
Adam Warlock
Marvel
was
Premiere.
Marvel Premiere #1.
Yep.
So yeah, all those. That's
Yeah.
one of those characters that gets a little convoluted. Anyway,
So Warlock is a very interesting character, and I can't wait to see how they use him in the MCU, because he's someone who rumor has it Keanu Reeves they're looking to play. If that's the case, that would be kind of interesting.
yeah, they talked about him playing Moon Knight too, which I thought was
Which is kind of weird.
stupid. That wouldn't work.
But Warlock, I could definitely
choose
see him.
for Moon Knight. I would go with that. What's his name from Dexter?
Oh yeah, that's not a bad idea.
Michael C. Hall.
Michael
yeah,
C. Hall.
yeah,
I
that
can see
cat
that.
could rock.
I
that.
can see that.
Yeah,
can
he's
see that.
he's
I mean,
conflicted as a motherfucker.
But you Keanu Reeves, like low key for people that don't understand this, is a massive international movie star.
Are you talking about Loki, the villain from Thor, or Low Key?
And I'm talking about Low Key from TNA Wrestling, one of Kevin's favorite
Oh my
wrestling
God.
things. But
That's
no,
a
I was
deep
just
cut.
saying. I was just saying though that Keanu Reeves is. I mean, this is a major international superstar. So if this guy were to actually get on and play that character, he would, of course, do quite great justice for him.
Absolutely. So we'll see what happens on that end. The Time Stone, I guess you said one of the most famous wearers of that would be, and obviously if you've seen the movie, it connects to this too, would be Doctor Strange.
Naturally.
Makes perfect sense. You're the man kind of making sure that all the dimensions are all in balance. You certainly would want to have the Time Stone.
Mm-hmm.
And, that's something that we saw in the movies, the effectiveness of that Time Stone.
One of the strongest and coolest characters in Avengers: Infinity War in the
Strange.
MCU. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Doctor Strange.
I mean,
with his time stone.
he almost by himself was giving Thanos the business.
Yep. Absolutely.
Yeah, let's see here. The Space Stone, one of the most famous people to hold that one would be, actually, there's 2 people actually I like on this one. Iron Man and your boy, Pip the Troll.
Nice.
Oh, wait. Hold on now. If we're going to go into other beings, we only do simians on this show, right?
Only simians.
Okay, yes. We're big into simian characters on this show. Detective Chimp, especially.
But Iron Man, of course, it makes perfect sense to have that attached to one of his mock suits. I mean, just to go anywhere you want with that thing. Makes perfect sense. The Mind Stone I kind of briefly mentioned earlier. Our boy Vision had the Mind Stone.
He did.
At least in the movie, he did. And some of the other people who had the Mind Stone, which also makes perfect sense at one point, Professor X, Moon Dragon, and your boy the Grandmaster had possession at one point.
What?
The Grandmaster.
Not my boy.
I thought you liked the Grandmaster.
No.
Don't you like the guy who played the Grandmaster in the movies?
There was the guy that played the Grandmaster in the movies. Who?
Well, Kid Rock likes Johnny Cash and Grandmaster Flash.
Oh.
That's right. You guys remember that song, American Badass? Was that not just the worst song ever? Like, listening back on it now, it's just terrible. I'm sorry. Not that anyone cares. But it's terrible.
It's terrible.
Not the best song in the world.
No.
I'm not going to be karaokeing to that anytime soon. Let's just say that.
American Badass. Yeah.
Let's see. In the Reality Stone, we've had Carol Danvers hold it. Iron Man himself at one point hold it.
Carol Danvers.
You love your boy. Nebula has also been in possession.
Oh,
There we go.
no. We just had to hear Carol Danvers, and Donald just went into a migraine.
Don't worry. Monica Rambeau still loves you.
Yes, she should, because I love her.
And, of course, the Power Stone, one of my favorite people in possession of that Power Stone, Drax the Destroyer. Makes perfect sense.
Yes.
It does. It does make purple sense.
Purple sense.
Because he had the purple cape, too.
He had the purple
at
cape,
one
too.
point.
I kind of wish in the movie, maybe they'll do us justice a little bit. In
They're
Volume 3.
never going to... Okay, the only way they're going to do it is if it's a
cape.
joke. If he puts
No,
it on
that's
and be
my
like,
point.
I'll look good in this
No, that's the
purple
point.
cape.
No. That's my point. Kind of like in Luke Cage. Remember, for a brief second, he
The
was wearing
tiara?
the 70s, comic book outfit as a joke.
Although,
So that'd be cool if just as a joke for a few minutes, you have Drax wearing that cape outfit.
I could be down with that.
and Donald's Drax impersonation had just a little too much energy for Dave Bautista.
It's true.
Aw.
It's
Just
true.
low energy guy. He's a cool cat, though. I've met him before. He's very cool.
Did he give you a hug?
He did not give me a hug.
You wrestled him, though.
But he
you were all oiled
did
up.
he did shake my hand, and his hand is huge.
Well, of course. And I'm sure your hand almost disappeared, didn't it?
I mean, yeah, basically.
It's a big dude.
Yep.
Oh, yeah, you have no idea until you see it up close. How big that dude really
Are
is.
his arms bigger than your head?
They're very long, actually, too.
Wow.
Which is the most interesting.
We still
thing
talking
to me.
about what?
Talking about Dave Bautista, Drax the
What's
Destroyer.
long?
His hand.
Where-
Like, I mean,
hands.
his arms like basically go down to like maybe midway down his thigh.
I mean, he's a
Like,
knuckle dragger.
No, he's
in a way,
oh, yeah.
right?
He got some long arms,
Yeah.
man.
Wow.
Probably good at basketball, Kevin.
I would hope so.
Yes,
Take advantage.
He's kind of short, though, isn't he?
he's like 6'5".
Yeah, he's short.
Okay.
Wow.
I mean, everybody here at this table right now, we're all at least 7 foot plus.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, like
6'3",
yeah, you know.
6'3" at best.
Did you know if you go into
table.
outer space, it's supposed to help you like stretch out?
Yeah,
grow?
it'll stretch you out.
Okay.
But
does
if you're on
something
a
for your weight, too.
plane, it shrinks you.
The
It's
gra-
supposed to, it's supposed to shorten you some, cause a lot
Also,
of
too,
bone density issues.
When you fall asleep at night, especially on your back, you do grow an inch
That's true.
Where?
everywhere.
Everywhere.
Oh shit!
In a general sort of way.
I'm gonna lay on my back every night. I'm gonna be so huge.
Well, you should be happy with what you have, sir.
Oh no, but you shrink
Oh,
back
no.
down immediately. It's weird.
Son of a bitch!
It's just bizarre. I don't get it. Who's the guy who
You
had
gotta
the
catch me when I'm sleeping,
Who's
baby.
that guy that had the shrink gun in Harvey Birdman? I loved him.
Oh yeah, I know who you're talking about. He had a little
Yeah.
must
Fu
like
Manchu
chin
kinda
thing, yeah,
Yeah.
going on, yeah.
All right, Kevin, please continue.
Oh, that was it. We went through all the stones.
What about it's a reality stone?
I thought I said that already.
I don't know if you did.
Did you?
Go back. Yeah, I mentioned Nebula.
Yep.
That's right.
You mentioned Nebula.
He did.
And,
Okay.
and Carol Danvers. You got
Ah, stop it!
Carol Danvers.
Ah!
Carol Danvers.
Ah! God.
Brie Larson. Brie Larson. Brie Larson. Brie Larson.
Weakening me.
If I say it 5 more times, she'll all of a sudden appear. Hey, the doorbell might ring.
No, if the doorbell rings and she's here, I'm gonna freak
The-
the fuck out.
The question is, who would you rather have appear after 5 times? Would it be Carol Danvers
Or the
Candyman.
Candyman.
the
Or the Candyman.
Candyman, please.
So you'd rather take a hook to your back than take the loving embrace of Brie Larson. Wow.
I don't think Brie Larson would be that loving. She doesn't ever seem that loving.
Once again, as I screamed on our MCU podcast, I've never met the woman, but her interviews were quite off-putting. That's all I'm going to say. They're just off-putting.
If you meet her personally, I'm sure she will embrace you, Darren.
Well, first of all,
like no
sorry,
one.
you do not get in this industry as an actor or actress without being kind at some point. It's just the way it works. I'm sorry.
Look, narcissism is of course a part of it, but at some point, you have to have a kind heart.
You still have to be nice to a degree.
Yes.
Yeah.
I could see you get
Sort of.
bitter as you go down, but in the beginning, you got to be nice. No one wants to hire a mean person. It's
No.
just the way this works.
Narcissism comes later.
Plus, you're supposed to play a mean person every time you act, and then they're like, "Oh, okay, he's mean."
That's how he is.
But
That makes sense.
But you know who's really not mean? That would be Elliot Spiro. Over
Ah,
Spiro's
the
Heroes.
godfather, the benevolent godfather of comics. Let us hear from him.
Oh, sorry to interrupt, everyone. Just wanted to mention real quick about a shop in Canoga Park, California called Spiro's Heroes. Elliot, the proprietor of the store, has over 300,000 books in what's called the Temple of Comics. That's Spiro Heroes in Canoga Park, spirosheroes.com.
That was quite the interesting advertisement. One would say it was refreshing.
You know what, though? But you said, let's hear from him, yet we did not hear from him. We heard from a certain somebody else in that advertisement.
Well, we
No
heard
idea
from
who that person is, but they sound sexy.
Yes,
You sure about that?
I'm sure. 100%. They
mean,
sound sexy as fuck.
I mean, his voice sounds very familiar, and I know he speaks on behalf of the Godfather for the ad, but
And look, we were looking to get new ads in place for Spiro's Heroes, but you see, we record all our commercials reel to reel. So naturally we only have one reel to reel, and we don't want to erase that reel because it was perfect
Well,
recording.
this one's new and fresh, baby.
So
New
Kevin,
and fresh.
was Starman somehow involved with these Infinity Stones at some point?
I highly doubt it.
No, I would hope not.
Okay, no, because you had mentioned this in our little
He
pregame
was
here.
drunk when he mentioned it. That's a DC character.
Well, yeah, I was talking about something else, my friend.
Oh, okay, because I was about to get into
Although I believe there was a Marvel Starman, was there not?
Maybe something.
well,
like
I'm going to
that.
have to
gonna look that
scratch
shit up right
out
now.
this absolute.
Obviously, there's a Captain Marvel in both companies.
I was going to scratch out this awful Starman reference from the NES Pro Wrestling game. You remember he was
Oh
orange.
yeah, I remember
He was
that.
orange. He had a blue star. And
I remember that.
He did the upside down flip drop kick.
I remember that.
Now, would you go with him or the Amazon?
I think it's
Probably the
Solar
Amazon.
Man is what
Because
I'm
he
thinking
bites.
of.
Yeah, go with the Amazon.
The bites.
Yeah, the bites.
Like who? What kind of a special move is the bite?
But you know, it'd be good for that if they were able to squeeze them in the game somehow from another game. Blanca.
Blanca.
I will electrocute everybody.
Blanca. Yes,
Yeah, there's a guy named Solar Man from Marvel Comics.
but not Starman.
Let me bring this shit up. You're going to be excited.
Is he known as Starman too?
Stan Lee and then President Jim Galton contacted Oliphant with suggestion of publishing a Solar Man book through Marvel. Solar Man is a fictional comic book superhero that first appeared in 1979, published by Pendulum Press, and then starred in a self-titled 2-issue series from Marvel Comics.
Pendulum Press.
Only 2 issues, by the way, that comic lasted. Wow.
You heard it here first. And Spiro may have that amongst his 300,000 books.
Oh, I'm almost certain that somewhere in
I
the
am
archives.
100% certain because I bought it there.
Ah, look
I
at this
literally
guy.
bought
Will there be
Solar Man
any
#1.
additional copies there for people who are not greedy like
I'm
you?
100% sure. I only picked up one.
And we also were talking about Ted Knight earlier. Now, did you prefer him in Caddyshack or the Mary Tyler Moore Show?
Caddyshack, 100%.
Remember when he said, he's like, oh, I'm really looking for that scholarship. And he's like, are you Jewish? Well, no. Then I'm afraid you can't apply.
I like the
Just-
one where Rodney Dangerfield comes in and he's looking at this hat. And he's like, oh, this is the kind of hat where you buy it and you get a free bowl of soup. You know?
But it looks good on you, though.
Yeah, but it looks good on you, though.
Bada bing, bada boom, hey!
Oh, man. That was great. Okay, so the next kind of caveat, the next kind of part about this podcast that we want to get into is a little bit about what exactly we would do if we were able to obtain one of the Infinity Stones. So I want to throw this one out to you, Darren, as far as what would you do and why if you were a character, a person within the Marvel Universe, and you had access to an Infinity Stone. What Infinity Stone would you choose and why?
Okay, so if I were a very powerful villain, say like Doctor Doom, I would personally prefer the Reality Stone because manipulation of matter is, despite the fact that it's a very general kind of explanation, what in the world is not matter? Let's just be real.
Antimatter.
Antimatter. There you go. But I'm just saying, everything around you is matter. That painting on your wall, Donald. The idea that your car, Kevin, your 2 cars, whatever, everything is matter. And
Your
seeing
glasses.
seeing that Doctor Doom doesn't really need the Power Stone, is he basically has endless power. Let's just be real.
Right.
And I don't really know how much he needs to have the Mind Stone, because I mean, he has Doomville or wherever, he has his own, is Latvia, obviously, where he can basically control the minds of everybody there. Anyway, I just think that the manipulation of matter in that would just make him unstoppable. I don't see where the vulnerabilities would be in Doctor Doom's game. As my friend Jamin would say, in the power rankings, Doctor Doom with the Reality Stone, I mean, he's kind of unstoppable. Let's just be real. He's just completely unstoppable.
Deadly mofo.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. I get it. What about you, Kevin? What would you do?
I am attractive and attracted. I'm attracted to the Time Stone.
Keep telling yourself you're attractive, and you will be.
Oh, you're right.
Time Stone, buddy. Okay.
The Time Stone, I mean, think about it. The manipulation of time itself. I can go back to the beginning of time. I can go to the end of time. Maybe I can actually extend the end of time if I want to. I can change events throughout history. I can change the future. I can alter the future. I can create alternate timelines. I mean,
Look at you.
and think
Veritable
about it.
cornucopia of knowledge.
Yes. And think about it. The power essentially would give you omniscience. You pretty much would know everything that's
Oh,
going
is
to
that
happen.
new cologne?
Yes, omniscience.
Calvin Klein.
Omniscience. I miss those 90s commercials from Calvin Klein. They were creepy but funny as hell.
Oh my God, some of them were terrible.
Obsession.
Oh, I like the one.
Klein's.
Obsession for men. Like, yeah.
And if
okay.
you think
Or they do like some weird poetry during the commercial.
And don't think for one second those commercials don't work, because
They do.
whenever I'm back visiting the promised land of Ohio, I always take a drive to Grove City and hit up Calvin Klein.
Obsession.
I don't.
Well,
I'm a natural scent kind of guy.
I don't know.
Smell me.
You keep losing.
Ooh.
If you keep losing weight, Donald, Calvin Klein's all you're gonna be able to fit in. You're gonna look European.
Lovely. Can't wait.
Yeah, that's right.
All right, so
We must
about
pose
you?
a
What about you?
question to you. Of
for
course.
me, now, I thought about this long and hard. And
Oh, I think I know which one you're gonna
honestly,
pick. I know which one you're gonna go with.
which one do you think I'm going to go with?
Knowing your kind of ego. Nah, actually, I might be predicting you. I thought I was gonna say power, but no. I think you believe yourself to be a soul man.
Incorrect on both. I'm going to go with the Mind Stone. The reason I'm going to go with the Mind Stone is it can grant telepathy. Blah, it took a second. Which is cool. I don't care about that. I'm going for the intelligence. Reason why I'm going for the intelligence is because if I'm intelligent enough, I can figure out a way to do a lot of different things. One of them being creating my own kind of reality stone to be able to access the multiverse. So to be creating a portal of my own invention would be more satisfying to me. And in which case,
What if I stop you at the time zone for you, prevent you from doing that?
And what if I manipulate your matter?
I'm just too smart for you guys.
Oh,
Sorry.
wow, here we go.
At this point,
but again, if I get,
I'll let the
if I-
man finish his case.
at this point, you dummies just can't compare.
Let
So
the
let's
man
just
finish his
let
case.
me go.
Okay.
So using my Mind Stone to create my own path into the Reality Stone, I am going to reach back and look at some of the alternative stories that we've had, not just in history, but in the alternate universe. I'm going to bring back the Ultimate Universe.
Really?
Yeah. We had Miles Morales come back from the, Ultimate Spider-Man. What about the villains?
Well, I heard rumor has it.
I thought Ultimate Green Goblin was pretty cool.
Okay.
I thought Ultimate Venom was also pretty cool.
Uh-huh.
And I think that we should bring back a couple of these villains, particularly Venom. I think would be a cool one that somebody should look at creating at some point.
Right, right.
I also think that there's a lot of other really cool characters with really cool ideas within the Ultimate Marvel Universe that we really didn't get to fully explore that I could bring back with me and say, hey guys, here we go. Here's some new people. Here's some new friends or foes. Let's see what we can do.
What about
That
the,
creates all kinds of fun.
What about the Age of Apocalypse?
Now, Yeah, I could do that as well.
Okay.
Now with the time stone, I can go back in time. Now, I don't have a time stone, but I can create a time machine, sure as shit,
Right.
smart enough.
Right.
So I just create a time machine. I go back in time, and I bring back some great character comics that we lost long ago. Comics like Terror Inc., which I thought was a great little series. The 5 or 6 issue run of Kingpin, not longer than 2 years ago, that got canceled. The 3 or 4 year ago Carnage run by Jerry Ordway, I'd bring that back. I'd bring back the Darkhold, because that's awesome. The Night Stalkers, because they're great. The whole Marvel Dark universe really needs a comeback, and I feel like I'm the man to do it. I'll bring all that back with me. But don't worry, I haven't left either one of you guys out. Darren, for you, I'd bring back Alf. Yeah.
Hey.
And then Kevin, I would reach into the cosmos. I'd bring back Quasar, Darkhawk, Captain Marvel,
Ooh.
and a multitude of others. Now, I've got this fully mapped out
Planned
within
out.
my Mind Stone mind to be able to create these things. Not only do it, but to get you guys on board to where we don't fight and we can all do this fun thing together.
Whoa,
Well,
that's very kind.
Well,
of
you know what? One thing I would really appreciate about Alf being brought back is we really do need to control the cat population.
That's true.
You know what's funny? You mentioned
Bob
that.
Barker would agree with that.
Last night I was getting the garbage cans because on Mondays, like my neighborhood, that's where the trash is done that day, the pickup is done that day. When I was going to pick up the cans, I saw like 2 big cats just wandering around, like creeping around the neighborhood. At first I thought they were raccoons, but no, they were cats, and they were creeping around and just like.
We get a lot of possums back here.
Oh, you do?
Yeah, a lot of possums back by our trash.
It's a deceivingly large animal.
Yeah, can be. Yeah, and they're not nice,
I
really,
know.
because they're always scared of you, so they hiss a lot. So
Don't
you get a
fight
lot
'em.
of
Don't fight
hissing
'em.
and teeth and
Don't
stuff.
fight them.
I wouldn't. But raccoons are a little different. They're
Yeah.
actually more dangerous than a possum,
Oh,
yes.
yeah.
but they
Especially that
look
rabies
and
after they-
act much more friendly, which
Yeah.
is strange.
Right.
And I think that's not the dangerous part. You're like, oh, you want to hug one?
Oh
No.
nope,
So people, let this be a lesson. Don't go out and hug your neighborhood raccoon.
nope.
Don't do it.
And in the words of Ernest P. Worrell, do not do this to a family of badgers.
Yeah, I
remember
heard that in a long time.
Yeah,
Boy.
me neither. But I think that's going to wrap us up, right, guys?
That is
think
absolutely
so.
going to wrap us up.
Yeah, nice and tidy.
Leave comments in the comments section about which Infinity Stone you would use if you had to pick one.
Yeah. If you're not listening to this on YouTube, you can go to our YouTube page and leave a comment there. We're also on iTunes. Darren, what else?
Oh, we're on Sprecher.
And
Hey.
Google Play.
Google Play Music. We're also on Spotify,
Blueberry.
Blueberry, and we've got one more floating around there.
You could talk to us on Instagram.
You could. Yeah,
And
absolutely.
please continue to like some of our
Facebook,
wonderful
too.
photos on Instagram.
Yeah, that's always fun. We've been posting a lot of fun stuff. So if you appreciate it, reach out. If you have any questions, any prospecting questions, you have questions on comic books you own, reach out to us. You can email us. Our email address is floating out there somewhere. I believe it's on our Facebook page. And I think it's also on our Instagram. You can also reach out to us through Facebook on our Facebook page or Instagram as well. And I think with that, if you can't find us on any of those platforms or emails or anything like that, maybe we'll see you
At the lovely, homely, righteous, and most friendly
Comic shop. I told you to stop using homely.
This has been The Real Short Box. We'll see you at the comic shop. Thanks for listening.